What's up, YouTube? Pokemon here, bringing you another Friday Fight Night. Today we're looking at a Donphan Trevenant deck. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay guys, so as you can guess, in a Donphan Trevenant deck, we will have a line of Donphan, obviously. I went with 3 instead of 4. 3 is just pretty good consistency regardless. And there's a few other Pokemon I wanted to include in here, and I didn't want my Pokemon count getting too high. So we have 3-3 of Phanpy and Donphan. Then, of course, we have a 3-3 line also of Trevenant. So we've got the Phantump, which is just a means to get to Trevenant. Trevenant, you're going to want it. The idea is to use Trevenant as your main wall in this one. Decent HP with 110. But more importantly, Forest Curse. This ability makes it so your opponent can't play any items cards, so it's a huge disruption to them. We saw it in our Gengar deck as well. So Phanpy and Gengar are actually very similar cards as far as what the strategy is built around it. It's a hit and run, so you need something to retreat into. And in this deck, we'll be using Trevenant for that disruption purposes. However, you can run into issues where you struggle getting Trevenant set up, so you need backups. That's where our Suicunes come in. We've got 2 Suicune in this deck. If you're lucky and your opponent's using EXs, then they won't even be able to touch you with Suicune in the works. If not, he's got decent HP. He's a basic, so you don't need to evolve him. It just works. And then our other alternate is Zekrom. Zekrom, thanks to Outrage, he's an alternate attacker. Different weakness, different strengths, being a lightning one. We do have double colorless energy, so we'll be able to use Outrage, and of course if we use him as a wall, even just once, that'll power up Outrage, making him a strong attacker. We got 2 of those. Just for an alternate matchup, and another attacker that doesn't require any evolving. Then, of course, we've got Mr. Mime. He's here just for the bench barrier and protecting our bench, especially with our Phanpys and Phantumps on there. We want to make sure they can't get taken out while we're trying to get them evolved into Trevenant and Donphan. Alright, that's it for the Pokemon. However, we do have one other alternate wall, and that is Robo Substitute. It's a trainer card, but it acts as a Pokemon with 30 HP, except that the opponent will not get a prize card for knocking it out, and you can knock it out yourself at any time. So even if your opponent decides not to attack it because they know it's just going to be a waste or something along those lines, they're just giving you time, and if you ever decide you're ready to go, you can just get rid of it anyways. So, very useful card in these hit and run style decks. Other trainer cards, we've got a Professor's Letter. That's kind of just if really needed. To be honest, in the ideal situation, you won't really even be using your basic energy because you'll want to power them up with strong energy, but sometimes things don't shuffle up the way you want, and the ability to be able to pull out the energy needed to power up your Donphans, just as a minimum at least, is always a good idea. We also have 3 Ultra Balls to help us get those Pokemon we're looking for, 2 VS Seekers, 3 Korinas, right? No, 2 Korinas, I'm sorry. I had 3 in here originally, but then I realized Donphan's the only line of fighting, so it wasn't as useful of a card. So I cut it down to 2. This lets you get a fighting Pokemon and an item card, or a trainer, right? Or, no, it's an item card in your hand. Sorry, had it right the first time. And this is one of those times where the Professor's Letter is one that comes in handy. Say you use this, get the Donphan to put onto your Phanpy, grab a Professor's Letter because you have no fighting or strong energy, to power them up with. You get that Professor's Letter, grab those, put it down, boom, you're ready to go. At least with a basic attack. We got a couple of Lysanders, they just come in handy. The standard 4-in for Professor Sycamore for draw acceleration. We got 4 fighting stadiums. This comes in handy when you're going up against the EXs to power up that Donphan attack by 20 more. Another option that's actually pretty good is the Pokemon Center. Because you're constantly retreating and using spinning turn, which makes you switch with your bench Pokemon, it's pretty easy to heal up a Pokemon that's taking damage on there. So say, your wall's taking a little bit of damage. When you retreat out to your Donphan, before you attack, you just use that Pokemon Center and heal it up. I elected for the Fighting Stadium in order to power up Donphan as much as possible, but that is a good one to use as well. A good alternate. I've got 4 float stones. Very important to make sure you get the float stones so that you can switch out of your Trevenant, Suicune, or Zekrom to your Donphan. 2 Muscle Band and 2 Silver Bangle. Silver Bangle's great if your opponent's got a lot of EXs, and if not, go with the Muscle Band. Here are the 4 strong energies. These are the ones you'll be wanting to use the most, as it is a stackable 20 additional damage. So if you have 2 of these on a Donphan, that's plus 40. On top of the 40 that Spinning Turn already does, that's 80 damage. If you have, let's say, a Muscle Band on top of that, that's 100 damage. Then if it's an EX, your opponent's Pokemon is an EX, that's another 20 from the Fighting Stadium. And if you went with the Silver Bangle, that's 30 instead of 20, so a possibility of 130 damage with 2 strongs. And that obviously could go at even higher by putting the other strong energies on here, but I personally wouldn't do that. I probably wouldn't go higher than 2 on a single one. That way you can put some onto another one and have a backup ready to go that's also strong. We got 3 of the colorless energies. That's to power our Zekroms if we need them, as well as Wreck. Wreck does have its time and place to be used. It will discard the Stadium card that's in play. Now, if it's your opponent's, that could be great news. You don't even need to find a Stadium to put it out, and it also will help out against the Rayquaza decks that rock the Ninetales to make it so no one can play Stadium anymore, and then you can't get rid of the Skyfield, which helps them power up their Rayquaza. You use Wreck, it gets rid of it, and no one will be putting down another Stadium. That means they will be stuck with just the 5 Pokemon. That is the glitch in the Ninetales strategy for Rayquaza. And then, of course, we've got 3 of these. That's just to take advantage of Professor's Letter if needed, and keep the energy up to a decent amount. I usually try and keep it in around the 10 mark just for draw purposes. It's nothing more annoying than not being able to get energy so that you can start attacking. Well, that is the deck, guys. So now that we've gone over all the cards in here and we know how it works, let's put it to the test. Okay guys, so we're all set up and ready to go. Let's find ourselves an opponent and put this deck to the test. Alright, Midley Psycho. Ooh. Looks like it might be a Salamence deck actually, based on the energy types I saw in there. Oh, and he's actually given us the first go. That's nice of him. Let's see. Yeah, there's a Shelgon. Okay. Alright, so we'll put the Phantom up first. Phanpy down below. Yes, give me that extra card. Alright, cool. 2 Fanpies. And then let's go ahead and get ourselves a Donphan and a Floatstone. Put the Floatstone down, put the energy down, and right there we will, well actually, no, right there we'll end our turn. He's got an Eevee down, which requires 2 to attack, but with 1 energy it will turn into another, it's one of its evolutions. I think he had fire and water, so there's 2 options for the water. Fire will get you a Flareon. Oh, he's gonna pull out a Phanpy on us. Well, that just stinks. But that's okay. We will give that Phanpy a strong energy. We'll get our Trevenant out. Evolve this Phanpy so we can start using Spinning Turn. And let's go ahead and Professor Sycamore for a new hand. Oh, so very nice. We got another Donphan ready to go. Yeah, I'm liking this. I am liking this, my friends. Start working on another Phantump, and I'm gonna leave it there for now, I think. So we will Spinning Turn for 120 damage, and actually that's a game, isn't it? Well, that was short, sweet, and simple, and we got set up nice and quick. That's what you like to see. Would have been nice if he had lasted a little longer, but there you go. That's how it goes sometimes. Oh, filling up that challenge a little bit, and that's always nice. So we'll go ahead and look at the stats real quick. There we go. Donphan did 120 on turn 2, right? Yep. So by turn 2, I was dishing out 120 damage to their Eevee for a knockout win. Obviously, our opponent had the misfortune of not having another Pokemon on the bench to take its place. But nonetheless, 2 turns, I was set up ready to go with both Trevenant and Donphan strategy in full effect, even with additional strong energy, double colorless, another Floatstone, some draw acceleration options, a silver bangle in case he busted out a EX. I mean, couldn't have asked for a better start, really. So that, my friends, is the Donphan Trevenant deck. Let me know if you guys give it a try and what your experience is. Maybe you tried out a few different cards than I did in my deck and saw good results. Feel free to share that with all of us here so we can all get a little bit better. Or you can hoard the secrets for yourself if you really want to, but I'm hoping we're all here to help improve the game a bit for everyone. Now, what do you guys say we go ahead and try and find another opponent, one that'll last a little longer so we can get a better example of how this deck works. We got Serial Thief, who's using a dragon deck. Could be Mega Rayquaza, could be Mega Latios. Let's see, Psychic and Water, so I'm going to go with Latios. Be my guess now. It does have starting Megaphone, that's going to stink for us, so I'll have to be a little more cautious with playing those. Using Pokemon Center Lady to heal it up. And he must have a ton of energy in here. So anything else I can... I'm going to draw my entire deck at this rate. Alright, so we'll put a Phantump out and a Phanpy here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's his Latios, and he's going to kill my Phantump right out the gate, isn't he? Well, that just stinks. I'm going to put out the Mr. Mime. I'll put this out as well. Put the Floatstone down. Retreat to that. Get our strong energy down. I think I will Karina for the Donphan. Ooh, and that's our only Donphan I noticed there. So let's be a little cautious here. Put another one of these down. And we've already got a Floatstone out, so maybe that'll draw him out to waste an attack on it. Oh, no, he's just not going to attack at all. That's interesting. So there's that. I could start my assault now if I wanted. And that's tempting, to be honest. Put that down. I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're going to strong energy. We are going to use an Ultra Ball to get a Suicune, I think will be good. In this particular one. And then I'm going to VS Seeker or Sycamore. And let's go ahead and Sycamore. Yes, I'm throwing away a fighting energy, but that's because I want to be able to play this energy. Very nice, very nice. So there's that. And we will discard this. Bring up our Donphan. Let him have it. And we'll go ahead and use the Robo Substitute, I think. Just because I'm a little nervous about what he's got up his sleeves. If he's got that what do you call it, startling megaphone, that could really disrupt me. So I don't want to take that chance. It's down to 100, so we're going to go ahead and start building up an additional Phanpy. This one with a silver bangle to make up for like that. In and put down a Fighting Stadium. Go ahead and discard this from play. bring out our Donphan, and looks like that's game, guys. It's a beautiful thing. As you can see, the deck works really well. That's two different opponents I've taken care of relatively quickly. This one we even had the early onslaught with the Latios EX, but it did not matter. Still pulled through in the end. I guess that's it. I don't think I want to have more than two opponents in a single video. Oh goody, we're going to get some goodies here. Not that they're cards that I need at all, but free is free, I guess. And it gets us closer to this mystery prize that they have in line. So that is the Donphan deck, guys. Donphan Trevenant deck, that is, anyways. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, share it with your friends, leave your comments below, especially if you have some recommendations for everyone on alternations to this deck that you think are better. I did play around with it a little bit with different mixes and counts, but this is what I found to have the best balance of consistency and strength and everything, but as well as versatileness. Being able to take on multiple types of opponents. That's why the Zekrom's in there. But I'm definitely open to your guys' opinions. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos and giveaways. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.